Yeah. What up? What up?
What's up, Misfits? What's going
What's
on?
good, peoples?
How's everybody doing? Good? I hope so.
Oh, hold up.
Missing something. Missing something.
What's good, peoples? Hold on, where we at here?
Oh
Oh gosh, I hate when it does this.
no. Are you calling me it?
Jay, what up, Jay?
Yo, what it go? Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Oh man, it's right there. Okay. All right. Blunt, what's going on, man? How you been?
Trolling over here, just
Cooling?
chilling. Yeah,
What's
I'm
up,
looking
everybody?
for this.
Thanks for joining us. You looking for what? Looking for what?
See if I can find a disclaimer.
Mm. We'll use it next time. Well, if we
Yeah,
can.
I still want to find
Yeah.
it though.
So, guys,
Yeah.
what's up, man? As you know, I want to bring up real quick last week's show not for some reason, because we know what the reason was. Our number 118, by the way, this is our 119th show. Thank you again, everybody. Welcome to our show, Two Trains to Misfits. Last show's was taken down in YouTube. They took it down. They sent us a letter stating that there was
This information.
misinformation about COVID. Now I know that Blunt and myself we're pretty much pro mask, pro vaccine. That's our opinion. Um, and when we put information out there, stuff that we read or we take it directly from the news, um, research that we ourselves have done, and we don't really put anything that would be negative, or against the vaccine. For some reason, there's something there that YouTube claims that we put misinformation, and it got taken down. Um, I fought it back, and they came back within 24 hours saying that they still see that there's misinformation there, and therefore they put a strike against our show, our first strike, and we're gonna continue to find out if they could get to the point and tell us exactly what was on our show. If any of you may have an idea of something, those of you that watched our show last week, I gladly hear you out. But we got to find out, because it was a good show, and Facebook didn't take it down. So I just want to make sure that we're good with YouTube, because we definitely don't want any problems with YouTube, but we got to find out what's going on. What do you say?
Yeah,
Welcome, Maria Acosta.
it's my cuz.
Welcome. Thank you for watching.
I don't know. Man. I'm trying to figure it out what it could be.
There was
I
no
don't
other
know.
music.
I mean, we talked about COVID. We talked about
The thing about Merck.
Merck. Right. I don't even want to say the name because you say the name and right away they ready to pull you
I
down.
said Mark, like
No,
Mark, Mark.
yeah, Merck. But
But yeah,
Merck.
that
Merck is the
company.
company that creates the product that we was talking about.
Yeah,
And I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's their company. The site is up. It's still on there. It's
Yeah, it
legitimate.
was.
So I don't know. I
And
don't know.
you took it right from their site.
Yeah, we went live to the site. We go see it. It's
So,
still up. It's still there. So I don't know what it could be. I don't know.
but anyway, guys, want to just remind you, if you're watching us on YouTube or if you're just on Facebook, head up to YouTube and give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. Subscribe to our channel and help us grow on YouTube. Also, we want to remind everybody right here, Blunt. Next week, we are
Yeah.
doing the one
This
chip
next week.
challenge. Yes, sir. It's our 120th show. There you go. Blunt Blunt and myself, and we have somebody else who's gonna partake in this death ritual
For real.
next week. It's not too late, guys. You could go to a Walgreens. I think Rite Aid sells them too. I think like $6.99. If you want to join us live right here on the show, on screen, all of us taking the one chip challenge, go get it. Email us. Let us know you want to be part of the show. Next week is the 120 show. Next week, 8 o'clock, we go live. And during the show, we're gonna do this. You guys may have remembered the last one that we did, which was the bomb. And that was a bomb. And you know what I heard today, but I heard from someone that's done it. That this compared to what we did the last time, that was a joke compared to this.
Well, I looked at. I think the bomb was like 370,000, and that chip is like 1 million Schofield. Yeah. Yeah.
Next week may be the last Two Drinks and Misfits show that you watch, guys.
Speaking of that, we gotta. Do you ever contact that guy from YouTube?
I did. He hasn't responded. I did. I have a feeling he probably doesn't go on all the time. He seems like he's doing other things right now.
Yeah, it happens.
But I did write to him, and I'm waiting on a response.
Shout out to Facebook user.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, this is someone that Blunt found on YouTube, and he had done the same challenge we did. So we were kind of inviting him to see if he wanted to,
I didn't find him. You found him.
It was me that found him. I thought it was you.
No, you found him.
Well, we found him. So listen, when we talked to
so you saw his video and you wrote
okay. So yeah. So anyway, remember, next week, guys, we'll talk about it later again for those of you that come in new. We're doing this next week.
You can join us.
And you could join us live. Blunt, let's do some birthdays, bro. How about it?
Ready?
I'm ready.
And the BP.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. We go fucking lots of birthday. Happy birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. You know we don't give a fuck about your birthday. It's your birthday, your world, it's your birthday, your show.
All right. So who we got? We have celebrating birthday this week, Mr. Michael Wallace.
Happy birthday,
Mike Wallace. Honey Sweets. She's celebrating her birthday this week.
Honey Sweets.
Happy birthday. To Kim Rerile. Happy birthday. Don't even. Oscar Reyes, happy birthday, Oscar Reyes. And Wayne Pollard, co-worker. Happy birthday, Wayne. Those are the birthdays this week, folks. Remember that if you want to be part or you want to shout out on your birthday, hit us up for a Gmail at twotrentsandmisfits@gmail.com. And we will give you a shout out for your birthday. All right, guys? All right. So, Blunt, I don't know if you've been hearing this. The latest thing with the kids in school, a lot of us operators probably know about this. I don't know if in other states, but here in New York, a lot of Metro cards for some reason had not been handed out. And the DOE, they said that they sent out, they're not short, they sent all the Metro cards. So maybe some schools were too late to ask for the Metro card for the students. But anyway, they give them, you know how they always give that paper? The kids come in, they shove it in your face, showing you the face that they don't have a Metro card. So now they have something where it's on their phone, man, just like the little app, and they go like that, and it's the little thing right on the phone, and they show us. So it's been going on now since day one. Like a lot of students don't have the Metro cards. So the city, I think it's the city council, has been telling these kids now to just jump the turnstiles at the train, to just go ahead and jump the turnstiles. Thing is that a lot of turnstiles don't have a lot of turnstiles. A lot of train stations don't have anybody in the station. They don't have any clerks. Clerks is what they call them.
Right.
Yeah.
Clerks. Yeah.
So they're saying that in those situations that they should just jump the turnstile. But some parents are a little worried because they get caught,
Right.
and
You gotta prove
yeah,
what?
and
To the
that's a
cops.
problem.
It's a
Yeah.
headache.
Although it was some principals were talking about that. Basically, they're telling supposedly MTA and NYPD already know about this. They've told these two agencies already. So parents, if you got your kids out there, I mean, I don't know how you go about it. You wouldn't think just. I mean, they give them a Metro card because they are like a mile and a half or something from the school.
Well, you
But
get half fare depending on how far, then the full
yeah.
fare the further you are.
So, do you think they should do that, or you think that maybe the parents should just give them the fare until they get the Metro card?
Well, because if the parents give them the fare, then they're gonna have to be reimbursed, which is not gonna happen.
And I guess to get the Metro card because a lot of parents just don't have those means to be sending the kids to school, the bus or the train all the day. But
as long as the proper authorities are aware, then yeah, let them hop in.
Yeah, supposedly, according to the DOE, they are aware. MTA is aware. So all bus operators, when you're out there and you get these kids that are, just let them on. First of all, they're students. Let them on. They're going to school. Would you rather them be on the street and doing mischief or whatever? If they're going to school, let them hop on. Well, Blunt, you got something to say.
No, because it's gonna be a
You start
student that
licking your
come
lip
in.
and it's like something is coming out of your
You're
mouth.
gonna have that student that's gonna come in with gray hairs and like, dude, what? Really? Like, come on, man. Whatever, just let it go, man.
Yeah.
It's other stuff to worry about.
Letting our TA people know if you're watching this. DOE knows about it, MTA knows about it, Department, what do you call it? Cops know about it. Okay, just don't stress yourself with that. We have so much to stress ourselves already with when we're out there operating our buses, traffic, and all that other stuff that happens. It's not worth it.
Nope,
Let them ride. Hit that F5. I know that sometimes you'll be like, oh, well, these kids, they get on my nerve. Just let them ride. They all come in, let them ride. Remember, I wanted to talk about now also. When did our bus operators forget about that white line? Because it seems like I see a lot of my brothers and sisters out there operating the buses with kids all the way to the windshield. Again, this was like
pre-COVID.
A lot of them were like the kids all the way to the door. I'm seeing that right now, and it's like, guys, girls, we still have that white line. Everybody's still supposed to be behind that white line. That hasn't changed. And when I tell people when they get on, they look at me like I got two heads. Like what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, you need to step behind that white line. Miguel Aquino, welcome.
That happens because you're not you're like probably one of the few who actually enforce it. So you say something, they look at you like you got two heads.
But it's for us, so we gotta push it out there. We gotta let people know that is still a rule. I don't know why they didn't.
It's always been a rule.
I don't know why they didn't take that front one though. Because now they're like two. So if you tell them to step behind the white line, they look down, they see one white. I say no, it's the second one, the one behind you. You got to step behind that white line. Like
they put like the little box there.
Yeah, there a couple guys have been saying that should have made an X, like stay off the X, or just erase that, or paint it that first white line. They should just get rid of that and keep the one behind us. That's what I feel. But these is some of the things that we'd be dealing with. Speaking of things that we're dealing with, I don't know. Did you hear the guy on the B-16?
Nope. What happened?
No, there was a video. We'll probably post it on our page later on because it's like 5 minutes long. This guy on the B-16 who got on with no mask, and the operator called the cops, and you see the cops. He's recording himself and the cops coming at him, and he's just telling them, "I'm not putting no mask, officer. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Not trying to disrespect for. I've never wore a mask in my life." And he's saying that the COVID is a pandemic, stating that COVID it's not even real, that it's made up, and the cop was. I was waiting for the cops to just haul his ass out. They were both of them like talking to him. One of them went and asked for a mask from a customer. Did they give him a mask? And he's like, he didn't want to wear it. He's like, listen, you either wear it or we got to take you out of the bus. And he's like, oh, you guys are supposed to be watching out for our rights instead of watching out for these people that are making things up. So I don't know if any of you guys watched it. What do you think about that? I mean, this is again things that we're dealing with, where people don't want to wear masks, and what do we do? It's like our hands are tied.
Why don't you call the police, man? Why? I don't understand why they ain't put them off. It was signed by the president that once you get on these buses and trains, you got to wear a mask.
Yeah, so he's saying it's not a law, and they tell him it's a mandate. Transit made the mandate. He's like, oh, but transit does not trump the law. They go, but it's a law. You're supposed to wear it.
Came down from the president, so
yeah,
you got to get off the bus. They should that whole conversation should have been held off the bus.
Yeah, it went on for.
It's too long. It's too long.
Like almost 4 minutes, and then he records himself outside saying, "Now I'm going to take the train," and he's just mentioning how it's fake. And this is how a lot of people that get on our buses are, and it's like the information is out there. So I don't know what is. Maybe transit should do a little more, put more signs or something.
Transit can't do no more than what they're already doing.
But then it comes down on us. So it gets to the point that a lot of our guys that I've been hearing, they're like, I'm not even saying crap to them. If they walk in without a mask, they walk in without a mask. Because where is our protection? TA's talking about protecting them and all that stuff. But where's our protection? You know what? I had this idea. Remember when the COVID first started, they had our plastic. They were covering the plastic in the back halfway. I'm saying, why don't put like a big plexiglass back there? Open up that because we have the Omni in the back door too. I don't know what last time you went on, but it has an Omni in the back of the door, but it's still off. It's not in service, so they should turn that on. And maybe like in restaurants back in the day, restaurants where first of all everybody was allowed to smoke, and then suddenly after that it was smoking sections in all restaurants. So let the back part be the unmasked, or no, the unmasked part. Like, you don't want to wear a mask, you go to the back, pay, and you stay back there in the enclosed area, like away from everybody in the front. Everybody in the front is everybody that's vaccinated or has a mask. What do you think about that?
I'll do one even better.
Go ahead.
How about assign certain buses just for unmasked?
Buses.
So, oh no, you can't get this B35. You want the unmasked bus behind me. Everybody on this bus got to wear a mask. The other one you can get on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like, what do you do? The unmasked bus. The anti-vaxxers take the next bus.
Yeah. You vaccinated? No. All right, that's the next. You got the next bus.
Yeah.
It's not this. This is vax only. I mean, at this point, it's like I'm tired of talking about this. Because
yeah, but it's like this is something new though.
Every day, no, but it's just every day is vaxxed against unvaxxed. You can't even make a comment without somebody going at you.
And now they're calling us that took the vaccine. They're calling us they're going to turn into zombies.
First, no, we're going to turn to zombies. We're sheep. We're going to die within a year or 2 or 3 years. We don't do our research. You hear the name calls all the time. All the time. I had a conversation on Facebook the other day. Not even a conversation, but one of the Misfits had put on his page the chart of COVID. And it had 3 sections. One section was hospitalized. Second section was intensive care. And the third part was ventilation. Mm-hmm. ventilator. So the first part with the hospitalization had about 80 people or whatever, and then you see 5 yellow dots. No, eight yellow dots. The rest of them were white. So the 8 yellow dots were the vaccinated. And then on the other one has the ICU had about 50 people, and then the other one had about 28 people on the ventilator. So the only one that had yellow dots, the yellow dots represented the vaccinated, and the whites were unvaccinated. So the 8 yellow was in the hospitalization. The other two had none that was vaccinated. So if you was in the hospital, 5 out of the 80 or whatever people that was there were vaccinated. And then if you was in the intensive care unit, everybody in the intensive care unit was unvaccinated, and everybody that was on the ventilator was unvaccinated. No vaccinated people were in those two categories. So I just casually type, they'll see that, and all they're going to see is the 5 vaccinated people that's been hospitalized, and they're going to go with the vaccine doesn't work. That's all I said.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 minutes after I put that up, here comes some, I don't know this person, but the person jumped in and said, well, if you catch it and you can still spread it, that means it doesn't work. Just prove my point. Just prove my point. The very comment she made just proved my point. She looked at it, she saw the 5 vaccinated people, and she said the vaccine doesn't work. So she's gone on. This other guy came in and was like, said she's wrong, whatever. The chart says it all. And I'm like, you just proved my point with what you said. And she went name calling all this stuff like that. I'm like, we get tired of that too. Vaccinated people get tired of it. I said, she's talking about people going after unvaccinated people. I don't go after nobody that's unvaccinated. That's your thing. I've always been, if you're spreading misinformation, I'm gonna say something. But if you choose to get the vaccine or not, that's on you. Exactly. My whole thing since day one is go talk to your doctor. Forget social media. Forget your mom and pop. Forget your uncle. Talk to the person who you've been seeing since day one. But it's like you can't even talk nowadays. Now you say something, everybody's, I'm like, yo, do what you want to do. Like I told you before, I don't know if I told you, the guy told me he'll see me in a year if I'm still alive. Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll see. It's been how many months now since we took it?
Yeah, right. Time is running out for us.
Yeah.
What up, Evangeline?
Hey,
in the building.
Evangeline Wise, maybe we have to have her on.
You got to come up on here, E.
Let's talk, because I want to talk about a couple of things for sure about what's going on. Like a real quick little segment, you could tell us what's going on, because time's running short.
Yeah,
on everybody.
But again, back to this COVID shit. I'm done with the conversation. There's enough information out there. You have, and again, I'm gonna just say this: when you do your research, make sure you check your resources. All right, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Do what you gotta do for you.
Don't be searching for information on The Onion. Okay, don't look for stories on The Onion. Will you believe that sometimes people actually believe those stories? That they were. There was one time I was seeing them posting. It's like, oh my god, can you believe that? I was like, yo, it has the little logo on the bottom left, of the video, The Onion, and I'm like, do you not know about The Onion? Do you know not what they do, what they say? But just like you said, people see things, and without you gotta question everything. Right. Nowadays, question everything.
But also, I mean, question everything. But common sense, like, I mean, if you go to research and you go Duck Goose, whatever the hell that platform is, and they saying something, and then you got somebody like Dr. Fauci, a lot of people all of a sudden just don't believe in what he's like the head scientist dude, and nobody believes him anymore. And they say, because he's lying. That's not that he's lying. This is how science is. You go by a certain data at that particular moment in time. Things change, so you have to change with it. Science is always changing. Science is always questioning
but itself. This is true also. What Isael's saying right there. Some people actually question the doctors too.
Absolutely. I mean, you see, when I had the doctors on the show, we had people in there saying, "Oh, you guys are lying." It's like, Okay. I mean, at some point, you just gotta don't beat the. You can't
Yes.
keep beating on a dead horse.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy. So yeah, I'm done. Do what you gotta
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And furthermore, with the continue with the little story on the COVID now, I don't know how some parents may feel about this. Um, our new governor, or if I say her name correctly, Hochul,
Um,
capital
whole
HOCHUL.
show.
I think Hochul.
She was a
Anyway,
whole for sure. Let me stop.
Kathy H, our new governor, now is mandating for daycares um, to make the children from 2 to 5 now to wear a mask when they're in their daycare. Now, I was telling my wife, she was like, "Oh, she's good, she's okay with it." I myself, I would be want to take my kid out. They're talking about some children that have caught the COVID, and yes, there's been deaths with children recently. But if you're in a daycare, whatever, and nothing's been going on, and I guess they're following certain protocols to keep those children safe, and parents are home and also doing things to keep their children safe. I mean, how can you, Stevie? Thank you, Ho Cole,
Whole cool.
Ho Cole.
Whole cool.
Thank you for that, and thank you for watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so it's like I don't know how you would feel. How would you feel about that? Let us know in the comments, guys. How would you feel? Uh, Children from 2 to 5 now, because there is no vaccine that the vaccine has not been approved for
For them
children
here.
from 2 to 5. They are now from I believe they're about to, or it's about to happen from 11.
Right.
Or
They're still
is
talking
it
about
from?
them.
Yeah, which I don't know. I have an 11-year-old. It's a little
12 and up, I think. Something like that.
yeah. But first of all, a lot of children have a hard time. A 2-year-old. First, they're just saying that why they didn't do this from the beginning. When they were
Well,
mandating everybody.
the problem was in the beginning with the first COVID, before
They
we
said
had
it didn't affect the
before we
kids,
had the
right?
variant. Yeah, it didn't really affect kids. The kids' immune system was robust enough to fight it off, so they weren't catching it. So that's why they didn't do that. But this variant shit changed the game a lot, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. That this variant and the new ones that are coming out, they just different. They're stronger. They're different. They mutated.
But yeah, some
So
teachers
now
were
these kids
complaining about
are
that.
yeah. Now these kids are just they catching it, and they don't. Their immune system is not as fast in beating it than the first one was. So
Mhm.
they're getting all this extra what do you call it, viruses in them, and their body can't fight it off as fast. So they're starting to get affected now. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been now 20 months. 20 months, and now they want to push the issue for the little kids. So, Blunt, exactly. How do you feel? Would you having a child between 2 and 5?
Let me tell you something. This is how I feel about it. I don't agree with mandates at all, but I understand the need for them. And right now, in this particular moment, we are in a pandemic, which means they don't really have control of what's happening. So for me, right now, yeah, all those kids should be wearing masks.
Well, I
I
think it
just
should be taken slowly, because some
you
children,
could
like mine, my child's on the spectrum, and we thought he was going to have a hard time because some children don't want to be touched certain ways. They just want to be left alone. And mine, no problem from day one. He keeps actually. We were so worried the first day he went back to school. Kept it on the whole day, whole freaking day. Keeps that mask
right.
on.
Children, they're just gonna do it. What they, if they see everybody, especially their parents, doing it, they're gonna do it. Here's the
Yeah.
thing: a lot
But
of
not to
things that
send them
you
to school. I mean, not to send them home because they don't want to wear it. I think they have to slowly teach that child to wear it. I mean, some kids like get
it's
really
not just them
panicky.
though. It's home too. The parents have to
Home.
teach their children. That's how it's supposed to be. You can't just rely on teachers. Teachers are not in charge of your kid only for that particular moment in time. So
And I'm
the
wondering
parents have to teach that.
some of these parents that have a problem with it are problems
Here's here's
parents
here's
that
here's
are
here's my
anti-maskers.
Here's
You
my
know,
my thought
your
process
take.
in this. Right, my take on this. Even if you have a problem with your child wearing a mask, you think they're going to develop some kind of psychological or whatever problem behind wearing a mask. Whatever they might develop, whatever kind of problem they may develop behind wearing a mask can be addressed. You know what cannot be addressed? When you put them in the casket.
Mm.
There's nothing you could do after that. So if they catch some kind of psychological issue, then you at home as a parent could talk to them and get a professional to help them for the rest of their life. Once they catch COVID and hopefully don't die, and that's a big if, because if they die, what matters after that?
That's true.
So I'd rather be safe and deal with any kind of consequences when they come home aggravated or whatever, or and with the mask on. But once we're out the pandemic, a lot of this stuff goes away.
Yeah, but the other thing that's affecting this, it's not just because the whole point was it's not just the children, but now the daycares. These daycares, they're losing money because parents are now saying that if they're gonna be forced to have their child wear a mask, they're not gonna go to the daycare. So the some daycares are fighting it, like they don't really want that push on those children because I mean, money wise, they're gonna lose money because parents they're not gonna force their kids to wear it, and they're not gonna send them to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
So you got both sides, and I
Man, I think
understand the business side too.
I think that's where the government needs to come in, because when you have stuff like that that's happening, then there should be some kind of subsidy that helps these
Yeah,
businesses.
for each child that doesn't wear, they still
Yeah,
get something
yeah, they get something that
because they're pushing it. They're actually going with the mandate. So it's like, all right, I'm pushing this mandate, but now when I start losing kids, what are you going to do for me? I'm going to
right,
have to close up my daycare
right.
that I've had for years because
Yeah,
some of these,
it's a tough spot to be in, but it's money versus your life. That's what it comes down to:
yeah,
money or your life,
yeah,
or a life, a child's life. And
some of,
Jay says, Jay Ruiz says, I feel a bit uncomfortable to see young ones going through this. Yeah, well, that's you're human. No, nobody who's a parent wants their kid to go through this.
no.
Nobody who's a parent, and even some people who aren't parents that just have the empathy for kids don't want. It's this whole thing. You know what? Honestly, and you say psychologically, I think honestly, I think we're a little how you say about children, we're a little too hard on children. Children are a lot smarter than we give them credit for.
Mhm.
So I don't know how much of a psychological impact this is going to have on them. We're going through something right now, and if you sit down and explain it to them, they'll get it. So I don't. There might be some
It's like a
children that will.
lifestyle right now. It's a new
Yeah, it's just
lifestyle.
how it is right now. It really is right now. So if you're coming through this and we get through it, then the rest of their life is going to be a breeze.
So just like you said before, it starts at home.
It starts at home.
The parents.
When they grow up and have their kids and their virus come around, whatever that may be, they can be, we had COVID back when I grew up. That was crazy. This is right here, And by that time, these mRNAs are going to be way more advanced than they are now. They're talking about, how we used to have to take 6 to 7 shots to go to school. They're talking
Yeah.
about the way this mRNA technology is working. Those 6 or 7 shots are going to be into one shot.
Now that you say that, I saw this post, this comment, which goes with what you were just talking about. You guys read. The last line, we needed a vaccine card growing up when we needed to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
And I still
basically-
have mine. It's all beat up and yellow and crumpling and shit. I still have mine. Yeah, I mean, history. Shout out to Facebook youth. Shout out to Facebook users.
Hey, shout out.
History is repeating itself. This is again, like we said this before. This ain't the first time we've been through a pandemic. This ain't the first time. Even back then, they were doing the same thing. Same thing. It's just
Facebook
that
user.
a lot of people are getting their information from. I don't know where they're getting it from, but it's just it's just sad. Like they're believing stuff they shouldn't be believing in, and it's not easy because you have some doctors out there too that's saying some of the wrong stuff also. It's like, who do you believe? Who do you believe? You know?
You got nurses now that are quitting their jobs because they say you got to get the vaccine, and these are the people who are taking care of the sick.
Right. And from
And
what I
with them
understand,
doing this publicly,
yeah,
go
and
on.
from what I understand, that's always been a part of their job that they had to take vaccines and stuff in order to
Mm.
work there. You got people leaving the army. I saw it the other day too.
How can you do that?
Guys leaving the army. They've chosen this one guy was just on the news the other day. This guy had 2 years to retirement. He said he's leaving. He said he's leaving because he doesn't want to get the COVID. But at the same breath, he said he got all the other vaccines that the army gave him. He just don't want to get COVID. And so he's quitting. And he's upset. It's like, dude, you quitting. Like, yes, this is a new vaccine, but you got all the other vaccines. He's like, he's talking about it's has to do with your freedom. He's making it political. It's like, dude, when you're in the army, that's what they do.
When you're in the army, they put a whole bunch of stuff in you. You got no freedom when you belong to the army.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But yeah. It is what it is.
Let's jump on. You had a story to talk to us about, Blunt.
Well, I wanted to bring something up to get off this COVID crap, but I think we need to talk. I think we need to talk. Can we kick it with y'all? Can we kick it?
Let's just real quick this story real quick, and this is our last story for the COVID thing. This is kind of backwards, folks. You know how when you go to a restaurant, you have to now show proof. Matter of fact, check this out. I went to I remember last week I talked about I went to Subway and they were asking me for proof, but I told them no, I'm not eating in. They're saying if you're eating in, you got to show. So not only did I have to show, because today I went in and I wanted to sit down and eat this time, that I had to show the proof. So I pulled out the app to show the vaccination card, and the guy also asked me for proof to show me that was me. By showing on the app, you have to put your license. So I showed him the license. Oh, a lot of people give us problems. Listen, whatever. Listen, I just want to sit down and eat my food. Here's the proof, and I showed it to him. So some restaurants are actually not only asking for the card, but asking for proof that that's your card. So that's what's going on right now. The backwards thing to this is that happened in Texas. A waitress actually asked a couple to leave the restaurant if they didn't take off their mask. So this restaurant owner, he says that he's completely against the masks, and if you're gonna want to wear your mask in his restaurant, he says go eat somewhere else. So the couple was telling that their child has some kind of disease. I don't remember right now. I'm not gonna look it up, but some kind of disease where their immune system is really, really low, and is very easily to get sick. And their doctor had told them, listen, you can't stop living, but just make sure that you take the precautions that you need to keep your child safe. And that's one of the things that they were doing, to go into the restaurant and wear their mask. But they were getting kicked out. So it's like, I think this is the first time I hear a story like that, where you're going into a restaurant with a mask and they're like, either take it off or get out of my restaurant. I mean, I know I would be like, all right, I'll go to another restaurant. They were at the bar. They were at the bar already. So they had ordered their food. So they were telling them, we will cancel your food, clear your tab, and you got to go. They were already at the bar because they said no mask at the bar. So, yeah. So who knows if there's anything. I think New York will probably do something like that here, too. You know, it's like, oh, we could do that.
We have fun.
So he's like going against everything, against the grain. You want to come into my restaurant, you can't wear a mask. And with that, let's just leave this for now. Blunt, I know you got something
That's a
which is
good
a little
question.
more fun to talk about. What we got?
So, yeah, I have
I've had one future new hire prospect not take them to job because of the vaccine mandate. Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, that the rule right now is that if you're not vaccinated, you got to get tested. So more than likely,
Well, it's
I,
not.
I don't think they'll
That's
force
different.
them or
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
You know, it's not like you have to pay dues and you have to join the union or else you don't get the job. You know,
No,
like it is with MTA.
he probably got misinformed thinking that you can't get the job without the vaccine. When you can, you
Yeah,
still
I
get the
have.
job.
I have not heard anything saying that the new hires. I mean, we got a bunch of new hires
MTA
in the
don't hire
depot.
you based on your vaccination record. So no, I
No,
don't see why this would be involved in that anyway.
exactly. I will ask if anybody that's watching on here. We got Alexander Kemp, Evangeline, anybody that knows about this. If you know, I myself don't think that would stop them from hiring you.
I would go with it's optional. You
I
don't
would
have
say it's
to.
optional, but you
If they
will
even
have to get tested.
Yeah, you will. If you don't have it, you will have to be subject to testing. But that's because
Yeah.
it's a mandate as
And,
far as
and
federal
maybe if you
work law.
say that you don't want to get tested, then probably you wouldn't get the job.
Right. So
That's the way that would probably go.
yeah, you're gonna be tested weekly.
Yeah.
that's probably somebody probably misinformed and told them that
Misinformation.
you can't get the job unless you had the vaccine. No, I mean I didn't tell transit about any of my other vaccinations,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't see why they would start that now.
Nonsense.
Yeah, that's rubbish. So he just blew a good thing because listen to somebody else, which is better than blowing your fucking life. You ask me. 'Cause
Yeah,
you see,
he should have
I'm,
just
I'm,
stood there and waited till he got called in and
I'm,
everything, and then asked them.
I'm still waiting, and anybody could do this, for somebody to send me the video of the dude in the hospital who vaccinated and dying to say, "Oh, I got the vaccine and I'm dying. Don't get the vaccine." I'm waiting for that. Since we're dying off, I'm still waiting. All I see is the opposite. That's almost on a daily basis. Oh, I should have listened. I shouldn't have listened to social media.
But then
Go
you
get
got
the
the people that
vaccine. Go
say
get the
that
vaccine.
they're because they're pushing that agenda that they're not going to put that negativity out there.
You know what? I get it.
That's the thing, you know.
I get it. But it's
They'd
just
be like, "No, they only put out this stuff because they're pushing that
the
agenda. They want to
suppressant.
make sure that everybody gets the vaccine." So any story where someone would say, "My dad got the vaccine," or "My mom, my cousin," and they died in the hospital, they're gonna
They're
shut
gonna,
that down. They're not gonna let it go.
yeah. I'm still
But
waiting though. I'm
yeah,
waiting. But yeah.
Blunt, what's this thing? What's this thing? I'm looking over here on the screen, and
So we need to have a conversation, people, because this is. I saw this video and I felt some kind of way. You know, I could be biased, but so what? I don't care. It is what it is, and I'm gonna show you something, guys. Watch this video real quick with us, and then we'll discuss it. It's really 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 short. Ready? Ready?
You bang another straight guy without telling him you are trans.
Mm, mm.
So did you guys catch that?
So was it doggy style? Like what? Now I got to be careful how I talk. I got kids on the back.
I don't even care at this particular point. You know, my question is: at what point do you, or if you're in the relationship, do you
If you're going to score, if you got
when do you or do you reveal that information? Now, this particular video, he
claims,
shims.
yeah, for to not resist, to not disrespect. Let's just say she, because that's what their pronoun she.
And that person in the video
Yeah,
is acting as if they already slept with this person and didn't tell them that it's trans.
That they were
And
born male.
there's a caption in there where it says he told her that the kitty felt strange.
Oh, that
As
on the okay.
little hashtags and stuff.
So that means that there was
Intercourse. She
and
slept with him, and
there was
then,
no male part.
right, no
It
male
was just-
genitalia. I
it was-
guess she had the operation.
so
So
he had the operation.
he said, but that's what was in the caption. The
Mhm.
kitty felt strange. And she's dancing, but she never told him that she had the operation. That
That's
she's
trouble, man.
trans.
That could get people killed.
See, when I read that, and this is just me. When I seen that, I was like, she's dancing and enjoying herself. Like that's something to be proud of. Like there are a lot of heterosexual men out there who will probably murder her behind that. I mean, seriously, do some damage. Because as a straight man myself, I don't know. I would lose my shit.
Well, maybe if you see that TikTok and then you see that person, you would be like, "What?" Well, what was it back in the '80s where there was a show where they brought someone out who
Yeah,
had
it was
a crush on the
Ricky.
guy?
Was it Jenny?
Jenny Jones.
Jenny
It was a
Jones?
Jenny
Was it
Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
ended up murdering.
Yeah, the guy went and
That
killed him.
feeling didn't change.
It's
I
from
mean,
back
there's
then.
people out there that. So my question is, do you
You feel like
that?
you were the female, so to get what catfish kind of catfish, yeah,
Ooh, that's
catfish,
huge catfish, right?
yeah, and
but-
not say nothing.
so I just want to know what how would you feel about that, Pete?
No,
How would you feel if you
if
already
it's
did
me,
the deed?
if I already did the
You
deed,
did the deed.
no,
and
I
later on
think
you
a
find
person.
you look on TikTok and then the person you did the deed, that's the person you did the deed with.
Yeah, you first of all, I don't think you would see me on social media ever again. The embarrassment, I don't know, because I just, hey, it I could probably take it. I'd be like, hey, you know what, I fucked up, whatever. But I'm just thinking, I'm gonna find that person. First of all, I'm gonna find that person. Hopefully, I can. But not gonna say what I would do, But you know what I want to do, and why not say it from the beginning? If you start kind of a relationship and you start liking this person, let's say you Blunt, you start like, and it's a girl and she's really pretty, and you go on a couple of dates, you went to dinner, you haven't kissed or nothing because she's a nice girl and you like that, you're not pushy her or whatever, and a couple of weeks later or a couple months down the line, she's like, want to see if you want to go
further.
Further, have a couple of drinks, let's go to my apartment, and she don't say nothing. Yeah, that's a problem.
But you already after you did the deed, that's
that's a problem. I would definitely have a problem with that.
That's a huge problem.
And for this person on TikTok to do that, if it's true, I'll be watching my back, because
I'm tempted just to follow to see if I can catch a story behind that, because honestly, if I run into somebody and we hitting it off and we start to have a relationship, I'm sorry, but nowadays I'm asking, are you straight? Were you born a female? You got birth certificates and you got pictures that I can validate.
It's sad,
myself.
man. That's sad that people
I'm not even joking. I'm not.
I've had conversations like that with my son. Like, is it going to a club now will be so scary?
It's ridiculous.
Because you're in a club, you're drinking, and the lights are dim. And
dude,
and
you don't even have to be in the club and drunk now. The way they doing these makeup transformations,
yeah.
I be questioning. I be like, yo, if I see that, I might try to bag that. Like, goddamn, some of these dudes look better than women.
Yeah, like if you didn't know.
If you didn't know, you'd be like, son, shorty. And he'd be like, yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. And then she's like, I want to give you, give you what other
Give you
girls
some
never
head.
give
I'm gonna
you.
give you some head. And
Yeah.
ain't no man turning that down until you find out. Shim. Like what?
Comment. Let us know how you feel about this because I
But
mean,
there are some people that don't care. I'll put it out there. They be like, you what? You a man? Okay, let's do this. Like I'm not one of them. Sorry,
well, as long as you got a cat there, okay.
I'm not one of them. But it's just I don't feel like what she did was right. And I was like, yo, if that dude, whoever that is, see that.
I agree. I think
could
Peter
be
Griffin is
problems.
asking you where you get your ideas from, and I'm thinking it's about the idea about this story. I'm guessing.
Peter Griffin got a picture of white Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
Right.
It's just everyday life, bro. You just pull you can't make some of this stuff. You cannot write some of the stuff you see in regular life. So, but that was just something that really stood out to me. Like she's dancing and she's happy. She looks good. Like the operation was a success. But it's just like you don't go into a relationship. That whole relationship is a lie. And if that dude is not into that, she gonna have problems. There's so many. I mean, it's not like before where there was such a big taboo. Nowadays, is openly accepted. So just say it.
Okay.
Just say it. There are
Save
still some old school people
from a beatdown too.
Yeah, it's still old school people that'll be like, man, I ain't fucking with you. Nah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more people out there that don't care. They don't care.
And there's generation from now that are all about trans and bi and all that other different pan and all that other stuff that they understand. So you definitely will find somebody that's gonna.
They're more understanding because they've been raised in it.
Yeah.
A lot of us, our generation, that was a taboo. It was out there, but it was like, you don't do that.
But the old school people, for sure, that
the generation before us, they'll try to burn you at the stake. they be throwing holy water at you and all kinds of Bible verses, and it'll be crazy. They ain't trying to hear it.
And hey, we got nothing. Let's just say we got nothing against the trans community.
No, I don't have nothing against nothing.
What we're trying to say with this video or this girl is that something like that, you should let the person know. If you go
what she did was wrong.
If you're gonna go in that far, you gotta let the person know. What about a kiss? If you're just having a good time and you're gonna make out with this chick, do you think that she should tell you that you about to kiss a dude?
Yes. Before you move any further to anything sexual or close to that, you got to leave it up to him to be like, yeah, I accept that.
One of those guys will be like, damn, what you had to tell me? God damn, you had to tell me that.
Because you know what it is, though? Is sometimes you might have a great connection with that person.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, oh, you're a fucking dude. Like, it's like,
catch you later, bro.
I mean, yeah, even the kiss, I'm not, can you imagine tongue kissing another dude?
No.
Exactly.
No.
So what happens after you finish kissing this female?
When I see the actors, I'm like, I could never. I think that will be the end of my acting career if I have to play that role and kiss another man. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, bro. What's up? Oh, that's just criminal, bro.
Depending on what it is, it could be criminal.
Yeah. If you're gonna give me a freaking what do you call it? Herpes, freaking luggage to carry the rest of my life. Yeah, you bet. You got to tell me. Yeah, you got to tell me. But yeah. All right, bro. Let's hit them with our promo for real quick before we go.
Before you go.
Yeah. Our nice promo.
In a world where stress is at an all-time high, where politics and disease have taken over the headlines, Brooklyn Pete and your boy Blunt present to you the original talk and live entertainment show for transit workers worldwide. Team Transit Misfits. Subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys. What up, Karim?
And
Long
once
time,
more,
bro.
let's show them one more time, guys.
It's next week. Sure, it's next week.
Next week, our 120th show. Put it up there, but we got that picture. What's up, Karim? Been a while. Thank you for joining us. You know, we're just about done, but thanks for popping up. Share our show, guys. Help us move up. So yeah, next week is it, man. We've been talking about this for a while. Next week, next week we're doing it. Your boy Blunt, myself, and we may have someone else joining us live to do this challenge. We invite any of you. Go ahead and go buy it. Walgreens sells it. Go buy it. Let us know you want to be on our show next week and do it with us live right here on screen. So yeah,
I gotta say, man, I sent out some invitations. Ain't nobody
answering.
What dude said I get back to you? You know what that means, right?
Yeah, you probably don't.
He ain't coming back.
We've seen so many videos, and it's like, oh man, it's gonna be something, guys. You if you have missed any show, you don't want to miss our next one, because it's definitely gonna be how that show says. I can't think of the word now. Well, epic. Let's go with that one. It's gonna be epic. I know that the last time that we did that hot challenge, that hot sauce challenge, it was something to watch. If you guys haven't seen it, go on our YouTube channel. Just scroll on all the videos we've had. You'll see it there. The bomb challenge. Watch it. I'm telling you. I still crack up when I see it, and just when we first started, when we take that bite of that chicken, it was something.
It was all of 2 seconds before I had came off.
And this is supposed to be like so much worse. So guys, you know, we're doing this for you. We're I don't know, but we're gonna do it next week. 120th show, we're gonna be here live. Remember also, this is gonna be our last live show. Next week is gonna be our last live show on Facebook. We're going to start doing our YouTube thing, and we will post our YouTube shows, our YouTube not shows, our YouTube episodes. The links are going to be posting them on Facebook. And yes, anytime that we have someone special guest, we will still go live on Facebook. We're trying to expand. We're trying to grow our channel. We hope that you guys join us, subscribe to our channel, help us grow. We will see you next week for and I got them right here. I got yours right here, Blunt. I got yours right here.
Mine. That's Danny's.
Oh, that's right. I gave you yours. Yeah. You got it. You're not gonna tell me you lost it, right?
The box got wet, but it's still there.
So that's right. My son Danny's also gonna join us. So is Blunt, myself, my son, who said he's gonna kill it. He said he's gonna kill it, and we're gonna have somebody else. So you got anything else to say? Huh?
You also got the ABA.
Oh. To those that are running for ABA. You know, thank you for reminding me that. It's ABA therapy, right? Behavioral therapy. Mm-hmm. It's an applied behavior analysis, which is scientifically validated methodology that helps professionals understand the behavior of children, teens, and adults. It's a service that children under the spectrum, a lot of them need. It helps them to communicate with people. It helps them to solve problems with the everyday issues that you and I just don't even think, because we just do things. This helps them. A lot of children, they get speech and there are other therapies that they get, but ABA is one, I would say, one of the hardest for kids to get. And we have a lot of operators, a lot of transit workers who have children on the spectrum. I don't know if they're just afraid to come forward, but guys, I suggest that if we could get a list of at least how many parents have, how many transit workers have children on the spectrum that will need this ABA, and I beg to our people that are running for VP or president for TW Local 100 to put this as a major thing to try to do for us members with our insurance. Because like I said before, our Aetna insurance that we have here in transit, they cover ABA in North Carolina. I'm sure there's other states too, but it is covered. And ABA, it is a very, very expensive therapy to come out of pocket for us parents. It's crazy, the hourly rates. You could look it up and you see what I mean. But it's something, as we talked also before, they have a helicopter lifting for in our insurance program, which has only been used once. I've been here now over 20 years, and it's been used before that one time where they had to airlift a transit worker. And I think that everything in the contract should be checked out according to the insurance, because it is something, from what I found out through Aetna, that it is put together through the MTA and the union. So they work together to see what they're going to put in or what they're going to ask for our insurance company to put into our contract, into our insurance. And I think that that's one that we should get, speaking for myself and other parents that have children on the spectrum. ABA, we need to get ABA in there because it's something much needed. And if anybody else has other issues that maybe they wish they would have, let us know. We put it out there and let the right people know about it. And hopefully, because right now it's coming up, but we have to choose the insurance that we want to pick, whether we want to keep the same one or not. It's coming up. So it's probably too late to make that change. But maybe for the next year, if those guys that are coming up, hopefully, or even the union right now, whoever's watching, Utano, you can make those changes for us, because there's things that we do need. And I don't think they ever ask us, like, what would you like your insurance to cover? And I think they should go with that and help us out, man. That's what I'm saying. There's more information on ABA if you guys want to know. You could look online. I did a show. I think that's what you posted on there. Yeah, we had done a show once back, some time back, and I did talk about it. Transit workers need an ABA for the children. Make sure to hit that up. Go to our YouTube channel, and you can scroll, check out for that same screen, and watch it. And again, let us know how you feel. And I thank you for watching, and I hope this is something that could be done. Team Michael, that's my little boy. So he needs a service, and I would love our insurance to be able to pick that kind of service up. And that's all I got to say, Blunt. You got anything to say before we go?
It's good. We're done.
All right, guys. So again, we will see you all next week.
Didi, you late.
Next week, and we will do our challenge once again, as I said. And that's it. I'm looking over here for the close-up. Okay, it's right there. Okay. So, guys, we'll see you all next week. Blunt, take us out.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Good night, everybody.